So a new game, new league, and we start off at the Austrian Grand Prix, a circuit surrounded by the backdrop of the Styrian Hills, and a perfect start for this new league. So 2.6 miles make up this circuit, one of the shortest on the calendar with only 10 corners, 3 to the left and 7 to the right. DRS zones run up through flat out turn 2 and down to turn 4, where overtaking opportunities come through turn 1, 2 and 4. So only 2 constructors have won at the Red Bull Ring since the reintroduction in 2014, which belongs to Mercedes and Red Bull. But let's see who wins today and who can start the session off right with pole position. We should be getting into qualifying very, very shortly. So here we are, everyone's in the game now. So the qualifying has started. So, got to remember all the controls here. So I am observing as well. I am observing everyone here as well. So, this is going to be a bit of a tough job for me. I've got my controller in my hand. So it's like I'm pretty much playing the game as well. Getting all this sorted. But, yeah, so we are live now. And one car is out already on the track. It's one of the Williams drivers, and it's marked to go out and try and set his first qualifying time on the medium tyres as well. Straight into turn 6 and then turn 7. And the last 2 corners, King of Time, he might get in the way, turning in just after the 50-metre board. Sorry, going a little bit wide, running all over all of that inside curb, but then the outside, and that should be the lap. We'll see what time this is. A 1:05.7, so a fairly competitive time. As most people are going out on the mediums as well. The Ferrari of Shira on the soft setting his time now. Slimber going faster with the 1:05.6. So Mark T10 a 10th slower. And Slimber only on the soft tyres as well, so Mark T10, he surely has a lot more time to find there. It's understood. So the off-camber nature of that corner, as the Sammy goes even faster with the 104.1 on medium tyres. So his banker lap on medium tyres is currently pole position. Yeah, look at that slipstream. Lucky bastard running off on the side, and that's just going to block the lap completely. It's only qualifying and they're already racing. Yeah, and look, it's just Ruby F1 too happy on the power, and there's just an incident happening here. The Alfa Romeo and Ruby F1 with a 5-place grid penalty for causing a collision. So Scheuer on another outlap. He doesn't have a good gap there to Universe. But Universe getting it all wrong. Will he get in the way of Shire on the start of the lap? He should really back out of this. And what was going on there between the 2 teammates? Ex-Universe and Shire retiring from the session. What's gone on there? So there you can see our grid for the race. So the Sammy actually starting on medium tyres. So he's not going to expect a safety car. He's just want to go and try and make a long stint. Here, everyone should be ready now. So 5 red lights, we've got no sound for some reason, and away we go. It's a lovely start for the Renault of the Sammy. There's already calamity in the back as one of the Haas cars get it wrong. But the top 6 all the way cleanly with the Sammy doing really well to get off the start. 5 seconds penalties for Ruby F1 as well, and the safety car is out already. After 1 corner, the safety car is out. Show with a 5-second penalty with a collision. So a very, very slow race start. Stop on the medium tyres into P6 as Ivan now pits in for a new set of tyres maybe. Let's see what tyres he goes on to as the rain starts to pour down. So it's a rainy day here in Austria. And what's he going for? He's going for the Inters. He's gambling this, but he's also got a penalty. So the early call for Inters. DRS isn't yet disabled, so we know it's not wet conditions fully yet. But the rain is going to start to play havoc on the grip for the drivers. So Elon and so Mark and the Sammy, Shoki, Elon, and the people who have pitted as well, they're right back into it now. They're right back into it. The rain has pretty much equalised everything as it starts to spray down. Those intermediate tyres, 2 laps old, and he's losing a lot of time. Gaming Paz is starting to catch on to him as Simba, I think that was, span out. So this lap for Mark, yeah, he's about, I'd say he's about a second and a half slower than the wet weather runners as Gaming Paz now. He's all on the back of him. This is going to be a 3-way fight now for P4. Mark, a bit of a rough exit there as you see Gaming Paz. He's got a lot of speed coming up to him. Will he be able to make it into turn 3? Will be a bit of a late lunge if he does, but he goes up the inside. He's got to slow it down in time to not hit contact with the racing point, and he does. So where does Mark go in all of this? Mark, he takes to the outside of the track to try and avoid all the collisions. And the racing point just has to get out of the way. It's now a 3-way tie going 3 wide into turn 3. You don't see this usually. As Mark just keeps his position, but Gaming Paz on the inside now with the wet tyres. More traction and probably more speed coming out into this corner. Into turn 5 he goes now, into the lead, but Mark, he's trying to fight back, and I think he's lost a little bit of front wing. So Gaming Paz managing to make that stick, and he has lost a lot of front wing there on the front right. So he's going to have to pit to try and salvage some of that, but Gaming Paz, lovely move, getting into P4. And now 43 seconds behind Ivan. That's if it's a very fast stop. And he's got a penalty as well. Yeah, so wet weather tyres now finally going on, and the new front wing as well. So Mark now. What's that? 9 laps until the end, getting overtaken by Ruby and Simba as well in that Renault. Oh no, he might just make it out in front. This is going to be close. He's going to have the run down into turn 3. It's been a textbook race so far for the top 2, and especially Sammy. You know, it's just been clinical since lap 1. Lost the lead a little bit to the fresher tyres of Mark. And sorry, to the quicker tyres of Mark, sorry. But then as soon as that rain came down, as soon as the penalties came out, he has taken this race pretty much by storm. He is going to be pitting for the intermediate tyres now, most likely, and Shoki might be following. No! Shoki's going to stay out on the wet tyres, so he now inherits the lead of this race. As Sammy pits for intermediate, so he's not going to be too far behind, actually. So Sammy only 7 seconds behind Shoki. And Ivan's gaining a lot of pace here, so Shoki really has to pit now, otherwise he's going to risk losing P3. Losing P2, sorry. As there's a yellow flag in sector 3, as Jack Sparrow is just going really, really slowly, trying to let people pass with the blue flag. And there we go, Shoki pits from the lead, and that's going to give it back to Sammy. Should be covered off from Ivan with the intermediates. As Gaming Paz also pits as well, so he's now in 4th place. Has been in 4th place, sorry, for the entirety of this wet weather running. He's going to make 37 seconds up onto Ivan, but I don't think that's possible. 6 laps, that's going to be 8 seconds a lap. Sammy crumbs across the line, he comes across the line to take P1 in the first Formula Racing League OFL race. 14 seconds ahead of the next driver, which is Shoki. Shoki doing fantastic to finish in P2, gaining 7 positions. There's Mark. He's on for a last lap overtake. Can he get past into P6 from Light Blazers? Really struggling to get past the car parking on the apex. And Mark really needs to send it now. Into the final quarter. This is going to be a last lap lunge for him. Jack Sparrow with a 5-second penalty around the outside into the last corner. And he takes P6. On the last lap on the last corner. And the only driver yet to finish is Gaming Paz in P4, where he qualified. And that's going to be the race over. So P1 for the Renault team and for Sammy. Shoki P2 and Ivan in P3. He gets driver of the day. And here they are, out on the podium now. And that's a really deserved race win there from Sammy. He pretty much controlled it from the start. Mark really unlucky not to be in one of those podium positions. And that has got to be disappointing when you drive a race so well and you just get absolutely screwed over by the strategy and by the weather as well, and by lap cars too. But Renault now taking the lead of the Constructors' Championship.